Hello, folks, and welcome to the Choo Podcast. Welcome. It's me, John. I'm hosting. I'm back. We're here to talk about games. This week, Maverick is on as usual. Maverick, you are really you're hitting the punch card here. You're gonna get a free snow cone soon. Coming on here so often.
Oh boy, can't wait.
And Rose, you're here. You haven't been here in a while, but that's a-okay. You know, we're glad to have you. Glad to have you back on.
I love to talk about video games. Let me tell you, I've been dying only talking about anime for like the last year, I think.
Now,
because like, don't get me wrong, I have plenty to say, but video games is kind of more my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Since the last time you were on, like, was that when you were still on the East Coast?
Yes, oh, absolutely. I like hadn't even done one when I was still on the East Coast for like months, I think, just because of how it all lined up.
Yeah, that's partially my bad because like we were kind of switching around times and all that because
everyone moved.
Yeah, everyone moved, and you know I got my crazy job with all the times that they want to make me come in, all that shit. So. It's good that we're here, though. We have most of the anime crew on here. You know, LV's here in spirit. She's gonna, tell us about whatever, Fujoshi gacha game that she's into now or whatever. I don't know.
The thing about LV is I'm always like, I am so bad at like going through like itch.io and like independent games like that. And it feel like that is like an ultimate ability that she has that I wish I fucking had. Like, it feels like she's played like every indie game.
Yeah, she really does. And that's good on her. But for now, we're going to talk about a bunch of AAA games. All the big stuff. Nasty. Ugh. Folks, no, there's been some news over the past week here. Some interesting, some weird, some stupid. And also, we've all been playing some games. Would you, Rose, I will ask you, since it's been a while since you've been on, tell us something that you want to talk about. Do you want to talk about a game you've been playing? Do you want to talk about a certain piece of news? What do you got?
I can talk about a game I've been playing. I can do the one that I just finished, actually. Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Okay. How are you feeling about...
I won't go into spoilers, obviously.
Yes, please do not, because John still needs to play it.
Yeah, don't worry.
But please, tell me about it. I know that you, you weren't, like, an incredibly big fan of it. I know that there was some frustrating bits. But tell me how you felt about it overall.
Yeah, I think overall it's, like, really good to see a console SMT again. Obviously, it's still kind of neutered by being on the Switch, but it's still a concept. Like, the aesthetics are all there, right? Like, this jump to 3D I think is actually really cool. I think it looks really great. I think the vibes are all there. The soundtrack's good. When it comes down to it, I think the problem with SMT5, and I feel like a broken record for always saying this, but it really is that it's open world. Because they didn't fully dedicate themselves to going open world. And they didn't fully dedicate themselves to making an SMT game, so you end up with this weird middle point, where you have these big wide open maps, but they're so dense and cluttered because they want to replicate the dungeon crawling experience, right? Of SMT, right. And it just ends up being like, okay, you have to explore this really big conceptual space, but it's like really annoying because it's all like really specific paths that you have to take, and everything looks the same because it's post-apocalypse, right? Like all broken buildings, and it's really hard to become spatially aware in that game, I think, in a way that is like the antithesis of a dungeon crawler, right? Like I feel like the whole thing with a dungeon crawler is you're gradually figuring out what this area looks like and like where to go, and it's pretty straightforward, whereas here it's like you're constantly getting lost, and that's where like most of my hour count came from, honestly, was just getting lost trying to do the side quests. I also think like in general I went to play Persona 5 Royal immediately after this, just because I was like, I have this lying around and I might as well check it out. And seeing the production values of that versus SMT5 is like night and day. Like, not even just like I'm talking budget, just talking about like the amount of work that went into it. Like just a lot of really tiny attention to detail that feels like completely not there in SMT5. And I wonder if that's like part of its development being a nightmare, probably. But I don't think it should have been an open world game. And I think that would have made it a lot stronger. I think every reason it suffers is because they went open world and they were trying to make like a new experience, which I can respect because, right, like they've made so many SMT games. Even the spin-offs are a lot like base SMT stuff. And you end up in this situation where it's like, yeah, you don't want to just keep making the same thing over and over again. But also, like, if you make something that's not what that original game was, and it's not that far in this, obviously, but it's like you see the story fall apart immediately as the main thing. Like, they set up this like high school dualism thing where it's like, oh, you're going to high school, but you're also going to the post-apocalypse world or whatever. And really what that is it's like you don't do anything at the high school. So it just feels like this weird set dressing to be like Persona-y almost. And then like you spend almost the entire game on the other side. And when you're doing the other side, it's open world, right? And they don't want to interrupt you exploring and running around with story stuff. So there's like next to no interaction with the NPCs to the point where at the end of the game, they have to have the longest cutscene, which is like 10 minutes long, where they just have every character walk out and introduce themselves basically again and explain their motivations for doing this insane thing they're doing at the end. Like because it's the law, chaos, path stuff, right?
Right.
But it's all right at the end instead of being over the course of the game.
Yeah, that does sound like a lot of the things I've heard about the game. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame because, you know, as someone who has been getting further and further into the SMT zone, you know, I felt like, you know, I think that 4 has its problems where I think it, you know, it has story, but I don't think it has like enough character interaction at times. Like it definitely has way more than what I've seen of 5 at least, you know, like that's it.
I think the problem with 5 is all the NPCs are demons for the side quests and stuff, whereas in SMT4 you're like at least talking to like humans, you know, to do the side quests most of the time.
Right.
And there's just none of that.
Because like I do like doing the demon side quests. I love running into a little guy and being like, yeah, it shouldn't be all of them because like what are you doing for? Like, you know, it's a little funny to do it here and there, but like at a certain point it's just like, aren't I supposed to be killing you guys? Like, you know?
Yeah, I know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is that dissimilar to SMT3 where, you know, you still have a bit of that human-demon interaction, but a lot more of the focus as the Demi-Fiend kind of becomes this idea of, like, being, you know, more or less in the community of demons. And I feel like it's not a stretch to say that 5 tries to be more of a direct corollary to 3, not in a way that makes like 4 null and void, because again, like everything I hear about 4, everything I've played of 4 is definitely the intro to the SMT series that I needed in a way that was like equal parts, shit, this is hard, and equal parts, I'm into this and I want to explore a little bit more. And Apocalypse, I would only assume, is there. One of these days, whenever I find a 3DS to mod, I'll get there and I'll play everything. But yeah, like the pieces I played of 5, the open world is definitely there as an expectation that it has to be.
Yeah,
rather than actually,
that is the problem.
Rather than being implemented in a way that feels coherent, like it just felt clunky, and like clunky in a way that it just wasn't vibing with me. And it became apparent in like one of the bigger set pieces where I just had to take a week off of just navigating, looking on a game's like game site, just be like, okay, how exactly do I have to run this obstacle course in the way that they want me to? Because it's just starting to burn me down a little bit.
I think like when it comes down to it, I understand that open world is very much an easy way to demonstrate scale and the improvement of tech over time, right? And that's why a lot of developers go to it. I think here there was a much easier way to do it, which is just all the SMT games have the map, right? The world map. Just make the world map open world, and then you go into these more linear pocketed areas. I feel like that is the more obvious way to go, because you can keep your dungeon crawling stuff and you can have some running around, fuck around stuff, you know? It just feels like they didn't approach like what open world would mean to SMT really when they did this. It was just like, well, it's 2021 or whatever. You have to have an open world game.
Right. And it's not like it's dissimilar to what, you know, Atlas is doing, because, yeah, that's more or less how you navigate, or, you know, what is Persona navigation? What is, Tokyo Mirage Sessions? If I have to think about the classic, you know, Megami Tensei hallway, that's basically in Etrian Odyssey at this point, or like Persona Q. Everything else has at least made the transition into a hallway, or sorry, into an open world, or just like more navigable space. For whatever reason, SMT5 just feels very opposed to it, or, you know, just, again, there's something about it where the rest of this game I love, I adore. At some point, I do need to go back and finish it properly, just so that, like, I have that experience, and especially with, like, getting to the end. But the navigation is just the part where it kind of is just like, I don't want to do this.
It's just, everything looks the same. There's a lot of area, like, again, because they're trying to do like a pseudo dungeon crawly type thing. Like, you end up with just this thing where it's like, you climb to the top of a fucking mountain and they want you to jump off and get like a treasure chest or something. Oh, also, like, number one problem, inventory caps in that game, when it's an open world game, means that, like, you do these stupid, obnoxious puzzles to get to a treasure chest, and then the item bounces out of you because you're full. And it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you jump down the mountain, and then they're like, oh, cool, you jumped down the mountain? All right, great. You need to climb the mountain again. And it's just like, the fast travel spots are not in places where you would want them to be. So it's like, yeah, a lot of complaining. Like, I still enjoyed it ultimately. I think, like, the Nahobino, like, miracle stuff is really fun.
The demon interactions are definitely pretty fun.
Oh, they're great. Yeah, like, yeah, great writing and localization on those. I think they give you a lot more abilities in this game compared to other SMT games, just like in terms of how you can manipulate the world and stuff. And it's like, I'm not opposed to doing all the jumping and stuff. It's just like, when I'm playing SMT5 and I have to do like a repetitive platforming puzzle, which they do a lot in the late game, it's just like, this is not what I want out of SMT. It's like when Devil May Cry makes you do platforming.
Well, it's not good. Well, I'll get to it eventually. I have a lot of games I gotta
it's still fun.
Dog, you're choosing to go through a lot of the big ones, and like, that's not a you're undertaking a large task that is understandably taking a while.
Listen, here's my game plot. Here's my fucking, like, my
the game lore
for the
John
future.
Wachowski game lore.
So I'm gonna do Xenoblade. I'm playing Xenoblade 3. That is what I'm doing. We'll talk about in a little bit. Then I'm gonna do AI 2. I really want to read that. I'll do that. And then and then I got Strange Journey. I'm like halfway through Strange Journey. I'm gonna finish that.
I was also halfway through Strange Journey, and I should probably finish that.
And then I think I'll do SMT5. That's what I think I'll do. I mean, maybe by around that time, Pokemon will be out. I don't fucking know. Soul Hackers, I also want to play fucking Soul Hackers too, but that is a shorter game from what I have heard. So, you know, maybe I'll squeeze that in somewhere. We'll see. Fuck it. It's game time, folks. It's game time. Maverick.
Yeah?
I want to hear you talk about what you've been playing recently, because I want to hear from you.
Well, John, what do you mean?
Go.
You've seen me play this.
Maybe I have. What have you been playing? Tell me.
What a sick way to say all of that.
We got a
You've seen
number one victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite, we about to get down. Get down. We the hottest in the world right now. Just wiped out Tomato Town. My friend just got downed. I literally did this joke last week as well.
I mean, it's the easy one, right? Like, why wouldn't
It's
you?
the easy one to do.
When are you going to get a chance to sing it?
No, I've just been playing more Fortnite. It's fun. When you make the game good and you remember how to make a good game, then it's a good game that's fun to play.
Mm-hmm. Is this the not having the building?
Zero build.
Is that...
And to the day, like, you know, the first time I tried it out was like back in 2020, right when the pandemic started. Everyone's slamming onto it, and it's like, okay, let's see what this is all about. And it sucked because of the fact that when it is specifically the culmination into like the final sets of individuals, duos, teams. Like when you get to that last few groups of people, originally it would just be a scramble of who could get materials together to make your own impromptu fort and just, you know, continue to build in a way where the crafting on its own is not like awful. It is not a mechanic I dislike inherently. I think, if anything, it's novel. I like the idea that you could gather resources and more or less, like, I would say this is a less intensive version of like Rust, you know. And having that idea in mind, it makes sense. By all means, it makes sense for what it wants to be. But with that idea of trying to have like a competitive aspect, or just like even, you know, that sense of like urgency once you finally get down to that last group of people, it just became the easiest way to suck energy, because it's like, all right, who can build the fastest? Who's on the most crack right now? And just let them take you out once they get high enough and can like snipe you from afar. With taking that mechanic out, it's at least more of a scramble, or just like a more methodical approach to actually like getting people bunched up. And it's been good. Like, I've been playing with a few folks and we have been managing to get decent amounts of like wins, and through the skin of our teeth as well, because in some instances it is like, God, just we're still in the middle of like this recent season or whatever. The Dragon Ball promotion has ended. Goku is no longer purchasable in Fortnite. However, the items that are like in gameplay are still around for a bit. So you get like a free, like a Nimbus Cloud and a Kamehameha Wave. And so the classic combo when you get those two is literally use the Nimbus Cloud to basically like act as like a decent enough springboard, so you can get to like a high enough altitude to like get your glider out and like roam around the area a little bit. And then the Kamehameha Wave is just a charge up shot, and it'll like basically hit anything that it hits. And like that's a guaranteed win if you can get it. But it also leaves you open enough that if someone's quick enough on the draw, you can get shot mid-charge, and that's a decent payoff. Like, it's not overpowered to the point of just ridiculousness. But no, it's just been fun. Like, we, in this battle pass, there's also Darth Vader. And he is also, like, basically roaming around sometimes on the map as, like, not inherently a raid boss, but, like, it'll be him at one of, like, the Star Wars designated zones with like a bunch of stormtroopers, and if you kill him, you get his lightsaber, and you can just do combos with the lightsaber. It deflects like laser blasts and stuff. If you throw it, it'll do the lightsaber throw, and like Fortnite's the right amount of stupid, and it's the only good thing I can think of when it comes to like what I could even consider a plus about capitalism. The fact that someone can be like, the fact that something is doing so successful that people are like willing to let their IP get like attached to it in a way that's just like super ridiculous when you get down to the point of like, we're giving our cartoon character a gun and we're making them like attack other cartoon characters or actual people, you know, as made famous by the fact that like you can have someone in a Goku. Like, how many times have I been killed by John Cena? How many times have I been killed by Goku or Vegeta? How many times have I been killed by Rick Sanchez? How many times have I been killed by Ariana Grande? It's so dumb, but it's so easy to get into. The music sucks. Like right now, they're in the middle of a Pride event that's very like funny in just the aspect of like how many people, like how many kids are like soaking that in a way that's like substantial. And then like how many kids are just like, okay, whatever. Like they're doing the Martin Luther King Jr. events again. And it's just like, I don't know. It's one of those weird realities right now that literally everyone is at least 1 degree of separation away from knowing someone that plays Fortnite. And things are trying to take advantage of that or just like use that as like a platform. But at the same time, it's just like, this is the thing. This is the game where I can play as a tattered Indiana Jones who can do like a dip and take a selfie and do a funny little dance and then like rides down and off of a bus splattered with like pride paint off and like riding on Shenron's back before I try and pick up some guns and then maybe get Shinzo Abe by like Patrick Mahomes. That's a sentence that could kill like a Victorian king if I like went back in time and said all that.
But it's good.
But it's good. Also, I believe with controller there's like a little bit of like an auto aim assistance, but honestly, like the amount of times that I've like lamented my inability to do FPSs, I feel like I've gotten a little bit better, just in terms of actually like needing to be a bit more like thoughtful about shooting and stuff, or like
it's all practice.
Yeah, and it's at least in a way where it's like it's not. I don't know. I think the third person field of view is like where I sit comfortably when it comes to like FPSs. And, you know, unless it's like, oh, I get a scope edition or like I'm sniping, then sure, get me as like close up there as I can. But nah, it's good enough that I'm at least like picking up stuff that could probably translate to other FPSs as soon as I like maybe get an itch for maybe like trying Apex again or trying out other stuff. I mean, it's funny to think about where Fortnite is still at its peak popularity. I have downloaded Rumbleverse, have played a bit of it, but have not necessarily gone back to it as much as I thought I would have. It's still a fun game. I just haven't really like been immediately itching to go back to it. And then when I was like stumbling around on the Epic Game Store, like remembering, oh, the food-based like Battle Royale is coming out soonish. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be its own thing as well. Maybe that'll catch on. Maybe it won't. Fall Guys is kind of seeing a resurgence now that it's gone free to play and it's doing its own like seasons and tournaments and all that. Like it, I feel like at one point people were worried that like Fortnite was going to be the end all be all killer of like this idea that like only this game would be the one thing that would be accessible. Mm-hmm. If anything, I feel it's more of the inverse. Like people are at least recognizing a playstyle that they enjoy, and that at least gives the space to maybe try out other iterations or even just, you know, see what else is out there. If there's like a skin that somebody likes and that just like pushes them enough to actually like seek out something else, then I'd call that a win. Like,
yeah,
I think it's a lot more like the thing with Call of Duty in the 2010s, where people would like default to Call of Duty, but they would still like fuck around on Halo or Battlefield sometimes and stuff like that. I think it's very much the same thing here.
Yeah, and that's
instead of just like, but people absolutely paint it as this like culture destroyer,
right? And like, I mean, that's the thing where it's like you hear, like, I definitely remember like in school hearing kids talking about like, oh yeah, I got to like this level of prestige, whatnot. But it's like you're going in, you're doing your dailies, you're doing your hours, and then you still have time for other stuff. But it's just like having the one thing that you go back to just sort of like try out and just have consistent, that's just gonna like, I don't know, I feel like as gaming becomes more peripheral, like, or it just like becomes more of a like common thing, I feel the way that we even talk about stuff as well, where it's like we'll have our game that we go back to, just something that's like there for the sake of having like something to mess with, and then maybe also having just like the narrative focused, more intensive, more meatier aspects. Fortnite's just a really good bag of popcorn. Especially now that they got all the shit off the top, because now I can just enjoy the popcorn more.
I definitely can understand wanting to play that versus like Apex. It's like the same thing. Which like Fortnite to me feels like if it's a no build mode, it is a more fun, less intense version of PUBG. Basically,
yeah.
Right at this stage, like it's just like you want to play PUBG, but you don't want to be like fucking military freak
and I mean,
person about
even
it.
with PUBG, like part of it is that like the stuff that was fun to see was people just like which Fortnite took a bit to get to as well, which is like, oh, let's all like squat up in the car, go off-roading, see how far we can get, and then, you know, if we get into action, all right, it's go time, but if we're good, then we're just going to do a big road trip. That was at least immediately present, and I think that was the missing component for a while. Like, as soon as Fortnite added vehicles, then it was like, okay, cool. I can ignore everybody, and I can just listen to shitty music on the radio and drive around in my dumb car and wait for somebody to, like, eventually shoot me for me to retaliate. But if I don't have to do that, if I don't have to, like, hunt people down, then I can just go ignore it. Like, the immediate fun I had the first time I tried it was basically being like ignorant to what the game wanted me to do and how it wanted me to play everything, because I kind of just fucked off, stayed in like the barest range of the storm, killed whenever I like, you know, people got aggro on me, but otherwise it was just like I'm having a little adventure, and if I get to like top 20, top 10, cool. I managed to do it while everyone else was busy doing other stuff. Here, with zero build, it's still kind of there, but then there's at least the incentive of like, well, no one's trying to just like camp out and like wait for stuff anymore. They're kind of just like a bit more active. It's at least more open to like wanting to find people or like trying to get stuff set up. It just ends up being more free in a way.
I was trying to think of like what makes Apex good, and I feel like it is fundamentally at pushing it as a team game, but also just like you get like what you're saying about Fortnite that makes it sound fun is these stupid little events that happen around.
Yeah,
like this idea that like it is the spectacle, right? It's the standard gameplay that you come to know and can get better at consistently, but there's also just some bullshit happening along the periphery that you can engage with.
Exactly,
that's fun. And I feel like that's also like why I like Apex, is it's just like it has that Overwatch hero based gameplay stuff or whatever, but it has like core gunplay. That's the most important thing, right? And it's just like I really love the idea of not an all the way amusement park type game, just like you build this core and then you can just put whatever the fuck you want in it.
Yeah,
I think it's a really successful way to do things.
And again, like Apex is a solid like team hero shooter. Like people that are in it are down pat for it. I feel like if I give it another chance, I might click with it a little better. But yeah, it's just like for what I am looking for in the kind of battle royale team, like in the wake of one Tyler Ninja Blevins quitting Fortnite because someone decided to use an item in a game the way that it was intended, I don't have to be serious about it. Granted, I don't have to be serious about any game. That's never like the prerequisite. That said, it is at least easy to like just hop on and be like, hey, who wants to go like level up the battle pass for a bit and just literally do bullshit. And that'll just get us a few levels and some fun little items. It quite literally is an amusement park. It is a little like sensory video, just like, and with everything wrapped there, it is a pretty well designed third person group shooter. Like the fact that it still manages to have a gameplay loop that is still inviting exciting, entertaining. That's the actual miracle of it all. And I mean,
yeah,
it was ultimately always there, even since, Save the World.
Yeah, I mean, when you get down to it with like a free-to-play game like that specifically, in a market that is so saturated, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, there is the degree of Fortnite being advertised everywhere, but you have to figure there's something that makes people keep playing it, right? Like, to keep playing it for so long.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I'm going to say we should get to some news here. Because, yeah, I don't want to get too into the Xenoblade talk yet. All right, let's see here. I'm just gonna I'm gonna close my eyes and just kind of like, I hope I don't close something on accident by doing this. Okay, all right. We got Mario Kart Tour in the news this week. I know that's kind of a wild sentence. Like, who the hell was talking about Mario Kart Tour in 2022? Well, Mario Kart fans, and also us, because they have announced that on October 5th. They are removing the gacha elements from the game. So, I haven't played this before, but it seems like, you would unlock characters just by, buying like an in-game currency or,
I need to read this sentence specifically, okay?
Okay.
They said, pipes you can fire by using rubies will be removed. So I assume you were firing pipes to like get people out of them, probably.
Well, as long as you have enough rubies.
Yeah, as long as you have enough rubies.
Damn, Morshu's unemployed.
Pipes you can fire by using rubies is like an insane thing to say as part of an announcement.
No, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. From what I am seeing, yeah, it seems like this was something that you just had to like pay for. You had to buy the rubies. It wasn't it wasn't something you could really grind for. But yeah, now they are saying that yes, you can just purchase the items that you want. You get the characters or the carts or gliders that you want. You don't have to try to get a gacha pull. It's just there you go. So it said here that 10 rubies were $6. And a pipe pull was 5 rubies. So it's basically $3 per pull. It does not say how much these individual purchases will be now, but this is
you'd have to figure like 10, 20, something like that, probably. I bet 20. That's what I'm betting.
You think a whole $20 for new characters and all that? That seems like a lot.
That is what they do in League of Legends.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they got to figure out how much it is for like, the fucking cards.
I mean, they'll let you use freemium stuff too, probably, right?
I guess
they'll let you earn up the. That's why I assume it'll be 20.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I hope that it's not insanely expensive, but. This is interesting. I mean, they are. A lot of people are thinking that this is because of those laws that are getting passed over in Europe against loot boxes, and that's good. I'm hoping that more stuff becomes like, hey, just pay money to get this. Just pay a reasonable amount of money to buy this item, to buy this character.
I'm also curious, like, I don't know, to an extent, if it's the fact that they're kind of just introducing Tour through the like Mario Kart Race Pass or whatever, and if it's sort of like this idea that to an extent, like the appeal of a Mario Kart mobile game would have been like, oh, there are courses that I never would have played, in any of the other games, and so this is what'll let me, or this is what'll get me like on board. Even at just the bare minimum of like, maybe I'll do like a gacha pull or something, to know that they are just getting like straight ported or like redone, reported for like 8 Deluxe. I could see that being a possible thing. I'm just like, well, how does that ultimately impact the actual like distribution model here? But I could also see the fact that like there are more laws coming down on just like loot boxes, online gambling, which could also just make it seem like whatever's the easiest thing to let go of that model, just toss it.
I need them to do this in Japan specifically. Start making insane laws because not just for like because I want my fucking Fate Go to become better, but because like every time we are doing an anime season update on the anime podcast and there's just like a million multimedia shows for some gacha game, and then I read a news story a year later that says it's shut down a year later. It's just like, this is like hell. This is just literally like creating these nightmarish money laundering schemes, basically. But it's not really money laundering. It's more like just exploitation, right? It's just like, let's get all the people who are addicted to gambling to just dump a bunch of money and then we can run. And it's just, ugh.
I mean, hey, we'll see. Again, we're, as I am very eager to always bring up, we are seeing a new age of politics cropping up in Japan now.
Very true. Very true.
Thanks to one very vocal activist.
I don't know. Was he very vocal?
I would say spoke softly, but did carry a big stick.
Big doohickey.
And I'm always going to call it the fucking Roadhog gun from Overwatch. That's what it fucking was. It's what the fuck?
The device.
The device.
The contraption.
My man got by the contraption.
Every time I have both of you on this podcast, you talk about Shinzo Abe getting shot.
It's so good.
It's like the best thing that happened.
It's great.
How can you beat that? It's like we had joy happen in this one. You don't see that every day.
It is quite literally the gift that keeps on giving. Also because we continue to see stuff happen from it as a result. Like, this dude is having the best case scenario of being able to be direct with direct action.
I'm sorry for getting our podcast removed from iTunes, John.
Look, as long as that doesn't happen, I don't care.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure there are people saying way worse.
Sure. All right, so let's keep our focus on Nintendo stuff here, because there was a new Pokemon announced. New monkey discovered. New monkey
just dropped.
Yeah, new monkey dropped. Stylish but illegal monkey this time? No, I don't know about that.
I would say that. I think that's probably. I mean, that's a very old meme, but I think you're right.
Yeah. Well, new monkey discovered was also an old meme. That was like when they just posted new monkey discovered on CNN, and it was that like stone faced monkey that was just like sitting there.
That was really good, though.
It was really good. That was a good day. Like we just need more.
We need a day like that every week.
Yeah, we just need like, hey, here's this new thing we just found. It's weird looking. All right. So yeah, they did that for Pokemon though. Grefii is the Pokemon. It is based on the II monkey. It is so they give you the full rundown on the website here. So it is poison and normal type. And its ability is Unburden or Poison Touch, and it's a freaky looking motherfucker. It's got like paint coming out of its fingers that apparently the paint colors are based on what berries it eats. So it likes to like paint on the trees in its territory.
So with this one, I really wish I had seen the 2D art beforehand, and this is how I felt with a lot of Pokemon stuff recently. It was just like, if I had seen the 2D art beforehand, I don't think I would have been as mean to him as I was.
Yeah, the 2D art definitely gives it a little bit more personality, because like, you know, the 3D art is just kind of standing there, but that 2D art, it's like he looks like a little schemer.
Yeah,
plot and
exactly.
Stuff. Yeah,
I mean, I see it now. Like, he's got a little hoodie and like his hair is coming out at the top.
Yeah. When you're able to see it like diluted like that in like an idealized stance, I think you get a lot better of an idea of what they're going for.
Mm-hmm.
Which also reminds me, I keep seeing the fucking 3D model of that professor from that game that has the hexagon glasses or whatever, and I cannot believe they put that in that game. It looks insane.
Oh yeah, Jacques or whatever.
He just has, his glasses look so bad.
Well, that's your homeroom teacher.
But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cute. I don't dislike it. From what I've seen from some of the leaks, I guess it does have a pre-evolution.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess this is the fully evolved form.
I like that. I like hearing that.
Mm-hmm. All right, and
I think there's a lot of potential there.
All right.
You know what? While we're on Pokemon,
Sure.
I'll tell you, I've been playing the Pokemon Puzzle League sometimes, right? The game's fucking insane.
The N64 one specifically. Yeah, that's the
N64. That's an insane video game that they made back then. I love it. I'm obsessed with just the usage. You know, on the anime podcast, we were talking about things we want in the Library of Congress. It's that right there. You need that as like a vessel of like, this is what capitalism does to things. It's really scary. But somehow innovative. Highly recommend checking that out if you've never seen that. It is truly deranged.
Yeah, that game is weird. Because I only looked into the like history of it last night because I was talking to one of your girlfriends about it. Apparently, it was made because they were just going to make a new Panel de Pon for the N64, and then they just kind of went, never mind, and then quickly threw the like Pokemon Anime Code of Paint over it, and only released
extremely quickly.
Yes, and then only released it in the US and Europe. Because like all the characters are just from the anime. All the music are just like really shitty covers of the music from the fucking 2B.
They're really shitty covers
from the fucking 2B a Master album, if you remember that.
Let's go.
Yeah. And then, from what I read, they eventually actually finished that version of Panel de Pon, and then released it in Japan only on a GameCube compilation disc that also had a remaster of Dr. Mario 64 and a new version of Yoshi's Cookie. So
cool.
really, really weird history with that game. The Game Boy Color version, though, the Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, I'll be honest, that's like maybe my favorite way to play Panel de Pon / Puzzle League. I really like that. Planet Puzzle League on the DS is also really good. But those are like my two favorite versions of that game. Yeah, no, really, really weird game though. Like you said, very strange. I mean, I'm honestly surprised that they put that on the Switch Online.
Like, I can't believe they had the rights to it, honestly, considering all the stuff that's involved with that. But who knows what those agreements were looking like in the 90s, right? I think if anyone checks that game out, I highly recommend checking out the line clear mode, which is this insane nightmare world where you just it's like the line clear minigame that they have in all these games, right? Where you just have to get below a certain line. But it's Team Rocket themed, and they have some of the worst dialogue and like insane voice lines integrated into the music tracks shit that I have ever seen. Like,
Team Rocket's rockin', cousin.
But it's just like they're playing like, I don't know, some insane music, but then they'll just have James go like, ooh, and it's just like, whoa. And it's just like, but like constantly. Yeah, and Jesse being like, uh-oh. And it's an insane experience. Sean, I think you would really like it. I highly recommend checking it out.
I actually have never played it. I don't have Switch Online expansion pass.
You should. Oh, man.
I feel like as a big Pokemon fan, that is a hole in my knowledge that I should fill.
Oh, you just gotta check it out. I think you'll fucking crack up seeing these, like, not just like the insane voice lines and everything that they use, but also just like, they use like the worst assets of Jesse and James in various outfits when they go to the next level. Like, it just looks like complete shit. It's so good.
That sounds great. All right. Okay, one last bit of news here. Let's hit one of the big ones. Let's see here. Rose, we could talk a little bit about Halo Infinite, because
oh boy,
Halo Infinite sounds like it is a real disaster right now. Do you wanna run us down the general conceit?
Yeah. Sure. So they just issued a real, like, solid roadmap for Halo Infinite. They've done roadmaps before, but they've been very like touch and go, like, this is what we're doing over the next 3 weeks type stuff. And this is like the next year, basically, of Halo Infinite stuff. And it's pretty bad. So there's a lot of issues with Halo Infinite just from the get-go, right? It has really bad server desync, which means like your actions are not reflecting what you're doing in the match. Which leads to things like you getting shot when you are very visibly out of it on your screen, but on the other screen, like, there's extreme latency happening. So on their screen, it looks like you're still being able to just be shot freely, but you're actually somewhere else. So you can imagine that's insane. Also makes driving really bad, because if you drive with someone, and say the Warthog, the signature vehicle of Halo, which carries 3 people, the other 2 people are seeing something completely different and think you're the worst driver in the world.
Jeez.
It's really bad. And that was stuff like collision, which prevents the classic, the classic thing with Halo is you both punch each other out, right?
Yeah.
As like a kill thing. Can't do that in Infinite. Just because they completely remove melee collision. The way that melee collision would work in old Halo games is you would sort of it would lock you on to them and do a little bit of a lunge, sort of.
Okay.
They completely removed that. So you're just punching the air, basically, and hoping you hit someone. So there's all those issues that should be fixed. Those are not even on this roadmap. They have said before they don't know when they'll fix that. They still don't have Forge coming out. Apparently, it's going to come out. Let me see this map again real quick. There's a diagram. Okay. So, first of all, they don't have co-op. Let me say that immediately. They still don't have co-op. Co-op was supposed to come out in April, and it just did not. They did a beta test in July that was okay. It functioned, right? But yeah, that's not coming out until sometime between November and March, which is a great projection here. They're completely dropping split screen, which is really, this isn't the first time 343 has dropped split screen. Halo 5 dropped split screen as well, but they added it in back later because they realized that that's sort of a Halo tradition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is doing campaign locally. And I can understand removing it here because it's just it's the modern era and most people don't want to do split screen co-op, right? They just want to do it. But it's still very weird because it does not seem like something that would be that hard to do realistically. Their battle pass, this battle pass is going to last 10 months. They're supposed to last 4. The first one lasted 6 because they were having issues. This one's just going to go until March now, which is fine. It's just a battle pass, but it's a lot of these issues. Again, Forge isn't coming out until sometime between now and March. They just teasing a bunch of events and stuff like that. It's just bad. None of this is reflecting them actually talking about improving anything about the base game, which is still, like I said, those issues are severe. Those issues are the main things that stop people from playing Halo Infinite. Because it's why bother getting good at a game that just sheer chance could completely take away any skill you're trying to execute on, right? It's just the whims of the server. I think really this is just reflective of how bad 343 is in of a situation. We've heard a lot of stories about the crunch on Halo Infinite and a lot of people just quitting basically and them just rehiring people every 6 months or something.
Right.
For 343. And I think this really reflects it, where we're almost a year out from Halo Infinite and they have not added anything to it of note. They genuinely, they've added a map. By the time this comes out, they're saying sometime between November and March they will release 2 more maps. By now in Halo 3, Forge existed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people could have just made a bunch of maps. They could have there was a map pack at least that was 4 maps.
Mm-hmm.
There was campaign co-op and split screen, it's just it's very much a case of this is the type of thing that is the problem with AAA games completely, is they are just becoming worse. They're just getting worse than what they were before.
Because I feel they're adding on too much to stuff that doesn't really matter.
This battle pass stuff, right?
The battle pass stuff, and also just how large and open world they made the Halo
open
campaign.
World, yeah.
They don't need to make all of these things so big. They could just do more small things, and I bet that would be less stressful as well.
Yeah, it definitely would have. I think also just them having to like fucking course correct and start reworking all of the visuals to be more intensive and stuff like that, like also really caused a problem with the development, which was already having problems because there's a ton of articles you can read about it. Like before they brought on that the old Halo guy, I forget his name, Joseph Staten, I think is his name. He like replaced one of the 343 higher ups, and apparently the old 343 higher up had like just lied to Microsoft consistently about like how that development was going. So you ended up with this like that game was being developed, but it was being developed like really slowly and very poorly because they had such high turnover on their employees that they didn't want to hire full time to give them,
benefits,
money or benefits, and it's just like them then spending the last 2 years of that game's development just basically polishing the graphics is such a waste of time. It's such a waste of time. And I think this is a bad game. That's what I'll say. I think this is just a bad game. Especially having played. Yeah.
You know where we finished the fight?
We finished it in Halo Reach.
Fortnite.
The last one. Oh, Fortnite. Okay. Actually, Master Chief is over there.
He's in there.
In
I've killed him
Fortnite,
a few times.
Well, I was going to say, I think like you can just play Master Chief Collection is the thing.
That too.
Like they fixed that up. Like for all the issues 343 has had with this, they did hire that El Dorito mod team or whatever that was working on Halo Online stuff for a while beforehand. They hired them and they did a great job on Master Chief Collection. It is this complete thing. It doesn't have microtransactions. You just buy the games and then you can fucking queue into every Halo game at once. Like it's great. It's fun. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think if you're interested in Halo, just play that. Do not bother wasting your time with Infinite because this stuff is like grim. I was saying during Game of the Year when we were talking about this stuff, like, man, I really hope that they make this stuff better. I don't think it's going to get better. I feel like them saying that this is the launch pad for like the next 10 years of Halo has me think, no way. They're either not going to do Halo for a while or they are going to make a new Halo in like 2 years.
So would it not be kind to Infinite to include it for our discussion of best ongoing game?
I don't think it'll even be in there.
All right.
Like to give you an idea, like I'm the Halo sicko, right?
Yeah.
Like I play so much Halo, and I have not played. I dropped into Infinite a little bit when the second Battle Pass came out because they had a Battle Royale mode, and that was so bad. And the technical issues still hadn't been fixed in any way. If anything, the biggest thing is, a lot of online infrastructural stuff and just games infrastructural stuff in general is you put one fire out, 7,000 pop up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think like Infinite is so bad about it where it's like, they'll be like, we fixed this problem. And then it's like, well, great. Now every time I go to the main menu, it downloads 60 gigs of images, which was a real problem they had for a while. And it's just like stuff like that. Like, it's just like they fix one insanely minor issue and it makes like 8 way worse issues appear. And maybe if they had a consistent development team, I really think that's the main thing. I think if they had consistent people working on that, but they don't because they don't want to hire them because they don't want to pay their employees, right? They want to leverage passion for Halo and just chew it up for, I guess, Battle Pass and microtransaction store stuff. That microtransaction store is really bad also, by the way. Like, John, you were thinking that was insane that a Mario Kart character would be $20. That, like, cat ear Master Chief helmet that they put out was $20.
I was going to say, like, there's so many games where just, like, like, Apex has, like gun charms that are expensive, too. Like,
like, those are like $10 each just for that shitty little thing. It's just like, man, it's dire out there. That's why we need those. We need those laws.
Mm-hmm.
It's like genuinely, like really badly.
Yes.
Because I feel like it's such an under talked about area. Like I know that everyone went crazy for loot boxes and stuff. And like loot boxes are really bad. Don't get me wrong. But this like era of like microtransaction stores is like really, really fun. It's not much better.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play Halo Infinite.
All right. Well, Rose, I will. I guess I'll kind of take the lead a little bit here
take
on this
point
one
here.
because you've talked a lot here.
Yeah.
Xenoblade 3. No, it's all good that you are. I'm glad that you're back and you're able to talk about stuff. Xenoblade 3, folks. I've probably not been playing it as much as Rose, but I'm digging it. The further I go in, the more I'm enjoying it. It's pretty neat. I've gotten to the point where, I'm starting to get the affinity with the different colonies, and I'm unlocking more heroes, and I just super love how this game. You know what? I was ready to kind of write off like, oh, it's a shame that they didn't really have like the blades and all that, but I think they found like a good middle ground for that, where we have these characters that, like, your main party that is, like, you can assign the different classes to, and that would basically be how blades worked in the original, where it was just like, yeah, here, like, I got, I attached this blade to this character, or in 2, I should say. I attached this class to this character, so now they have this ability. And so you can build based on, like, the type of strategy you want to use. Like, you want to have healers, like aggro, like tanks, and like DPS, basically. It is very MMO. But it is a bit more free than that, because you can balance it different ways and just maybe like have one tank and have a bunch of attackers and like some healers, keep things up. It's neat. It's neat that they give you all the options, and then they introduce the heroes, which are basically just like another party member that you can swap in and out, and they are characters that you get to know. And like they're each of the different colonies, so you help out one of the colonies, and then they can join your party, and they give you new classes as well. Like, that's neat.
Yeah, I think the most fun I've had in that game is like being able to, like, because there aren't many job system games, right? Like, just
right
in the genre. And I think a thing I really had fun with was making everyone the gun class, except for like one tank, and then and then having the hero be the tank. And just like having everyone go in with this high damage gun class when I'm trying to farm materials, and it just taking like 2 seconds to just erase a bunch of guys. Like, that was just really fun to have that ability to just set it up like that for a little while, and then switch back to my normal comp for like actually playing the normal game or whatever.
Right. Yeah, you can fuck around with it, which is nice, but also, hey, there's a lot of different strategies you can play around with, and it feels nice to do combat in that game. Like, when it first started out, I was not as into it. I was kind of just like looking back to Xenoblade 2 and being like, oh, this was better. But once they expand it more, once they give you more classes, and once they let you do the fusion techniques, where it's like, yeah, like here you have your attacks based on your class, but as you master your class, you also get you can basically combine moves. So it'll be like, oh yeah, no, like I'm playing as, like, for example, I have a character who is the Zephyr, the tank, and you can just have, like, oh, hey, this one builds aggro, so that way they'll pay more attention to you. But then you could just slap on an ability from one of the other classes once you have them mastered, where it's like, oh, and this also raises your attack, or this raises your own defense, or anything like that. So it's just like, yeah, like, you combine all these things and just make really cool new moves. And there's so many different little possibilities. You can equip different skills. You can equip more accessories. Like, there's a lot of stuff to keep track of and a lot of options, but it definitely feels way less overwhelming than either of the other ones are. Like, just the fact that they were like, okay, yeah, instead of having 300 million different gems, we're just going to have like 16 of them or something like that, and then you could just level them up.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome. That was such a smart idea.
Also, just the tutorialization being very hands-on in this one versus Xenoblade 2 just popping up a fucking, I think, like, one text box that says, like, roughly what is going on, and then just, like, leaving you there.
You're on your own, kid.
Yeah. Like, I was reading, like, there's, like, the blade art tutorial in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is like literally just if you miss an attack on Malos at the beginning of the game with one specific move, they give you that tutorial, and if you don't, you never get it. Whereas here, they make you fucking equip a job on every single person, right? Like, they make you manually go and do it. And I think that's good, genuinely. It's like a bit of a time waster, but I think for someone who's not familiar with the systems, that's a great way to make them realize what they have to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Yeah, no, I'm just
do you have chain attacks yet?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah, those are fun, especially once you get like some of the heroes' different effects that you can put on.
Yeah, they give you a lot of bonuses, and it's just really fun to pop that stuff. And like, you know, I haven't run into anything that's super challenging yet, but whenever I'm like met with some pause, whenever I'm like, oh man, this is gonna take a while to take this boss down, it is just so cool to be like, and I got a chain attack, and now I'm popping it, and now I'm doing so much more damage, and it feels so cool.
Yeah.
And you're swapping into like your Ouroboros forms, and you're doing all these cool. It just, the combat feels so rewarding. Like, you just could really, as long as you're really paying attention to it, you can do all kinds of cool stuff, and
yeah,
it feels a lot less, you know, like. Xenoblade 1 and 2, like, their combat isn't bad, but, like, at a certain point, you're just like, okay, I know what I'm doing this, bop. Alright, I'm done. And here, especially when you're fighting, like, a big boss, it's just fun to keep track of, and it's fun to, you know, just lose yourself in. Hey, the writing is good too. Like, I really appreciate that they gave you the whole party right at the beginning, because that just gives you more time for them to interact with each other and to get to know each other and to learn and grow. Because I just think about, you know, like Xenoblade 1 and 2, how, or really any RPG or any kind of story where, you know, a character gets added a bit later, they do get a bit of the short end of the stick. Like, you know, I'm thinking about in Xenoblade 2, I don't know. Xenoblade 2, they do kind of get everyone together pretty reasonably, but also at the same time, it's just like,
I feel like in Xenoblade 2, it's like you don't get a super lot of Zeke or Morag
exactly
compared to the other ones, where it's like you do get like some Morag stuff, but it's mainly focused on the main story, and then you get her right, and then it's just like you don't.
And she's just kind of there.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas if she had been there from the beginning, like.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very common issue, I will say. Like, my immediate thought is like Haru in Persona 5.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good one.
Partially because of the fact that that's not even like her designated like chapter, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking cat.
The fucking cat.
I'm very curious to see how that changed in Royal when I get to that, because I heard some people say it changed a little.
Mm-hmm. I'm very happy so far with Xenoblade 3. Like, so far it hasn't surpassed 2 for me yet, but, you know, it's getting there. I could easily see it happen. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I do too. I think the main thing that this game really has over 2 and 1 is just like, they really make those colonies that you're freeing feel like a place by just making you do quests for everyone, but not in like the Xenoblade Chronicles 1 way, where it's like, everyone has a quest, and then just like 2 lines of funny dialogue about it or whatever.
No, yeah.
Like, and it's just like you killing 3 things or something. Yeah, they make you do stuff for them.
They have actual dialogue for these characters. You're not just walking up to them and they're being like, "Oh man, my kid's gone. Can't you go find them?" And then someone just goes, "Sounds like this person's got a problem. Let's help them out." Like, no, like the people you talk to very specifically interact with your party, because also you always have everyone out, so they can interact with someone, and you don't have to worry about it being like, oh, they're not going to have dialogue for this person because, you know, you walked into a colony that doesn't know who these people are. You know, it'll be like you walk into somewhere and they'll just be like, oh, hey, Noah, you know, not long time no see, but hey man, I got a problem. You know, I've hung out with you for years. I know I can trust you. I can talk to you. And Noah being like, yeah, of course I'll help you. You know, we've been buddies for ages. Like, they have the space to do that because they can have all those characters there. And there's less quests, but the quests that are there just feel more rewarding because there is a history between these characters now.
Yeah. And I think like seeing there's this the most impressive part about it to me is you're definitely not there yet, but when you start to max out the reputation stuff, like their affinity, when you get them maxed out, the stories start to intertwine with the other colonies. And so you get stuff like, you probably haven't gotten to Juniper yet.
I don't think so.
Okay. They're a non-binary character.
Okay.
And they're in like a forest colony that has very different ideas of how to do things, and they're like farmers and stuff. And you get to this point with Colony 4, the starting one, right? That's 9, I think, right? That Noah's from. And they're like having trouble farming, and their whole thing is around farming. And then you get to the last quest, and they're like, "Why don't we just go ask your fucking friend from the forest?" And then you just go there and you bring her over, and they like, you have all these people interacting with each other and talking about like the different things that you've done and like how their ideas differ, and like you really get this idea of you're creating a broader community than just solving the issues in this one community. And it's so good. It's really, really good. Once you get have you seen Alexandria yet? I think she shows up like on that cliff and makes you turn back or something.
Yeah, I didn't go
like
too
right
much.
after Colony 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like once you do her colony, which is like that's way later, obviously.
Right.
But it's like once you do her stuff, it's like you get into this like way more like, okay, and this is a colony that's better off, and they want to give supplies to all the other colonies. So all of they're like a smaller colony, but their stuff is focused around integrating all this other stuff with all these other groups, because they're the people that invented the Collectopedia card stuff. And it's like, oh, explaining why did we invent this side quest system or whatever for your UI. And it's like, it's really cool. And they do a lot of fun stuff with it. It's really, really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah, that's rad. That's absolutely rad.
Yeah. There's so many side quests in that game. As you keep going, you'll just keep going, oh my God, there's just so many. Like I'm in chapter 5, and it's just like, man, like they keep giving me them. And it's definitely like getting me over leveled and distracted, but I don't mind because it's just as good as the main story. Like genuinely, it's like you're seeing character writing, and you don't usually get that out of side quests, let alone Xenoblade side quests. So.
Yeah, like I've been seeing so many people being like, "Oh my God, don't like turn off, don't do the camping experience, don't turn off Overkill." I'm just like, honestly, especially in this specific instance, I'm fine with being overleveled. I'm fine with just killing motherfuckers, because guess what? That gets me to the plot more. That gets me to more of the stuff that, like, and again, I really do like the combat. I'm not saying that it's bad, but I would love to just not have to worry. I would love to just be able to go to the next thing and see more.
I promise you won't. I promise you won't. I am like at a point in the story where it's like I'm level 65 and the enemies are level 40. So I imagine you will be in the same boat, probably.
Sure.
And there's nothing wrong with that, because it's like, yeah, you still do things. I think enemies have enough HP that it's like, it's not that noticeable or anything. Yeah. It does make a couple of the fights where it's like, oh, we're losing so bad. Be like, oh, I don't know about that. But really. That's just RPGs in general. Good game.
Good game.
Can't wait to get to it.
Yeah, no, I'm
you only have 2 games.
I do. And I will proudly say I have 2 games.
Yeah.
I want to experience 2. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, it's good. It's great.
Yeah.
The 2 DLC is really good.
I hear people are upset about 3 designs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rose, who's your favorite in the party? I want to hear it.
Oh, it's probably Uni.
Me too.
I love Senna, and I love all of them. Honestly, I'm going to be real with you. I love all of them, but
I do.
But Uni is such a fucking. I needed this Xenoblade woman. There's not enough mean Xenoblade women. That's like, she's so good. She's the way that she's just like, you did the Great Quest, right?
Yes, I took some like screenshots and video of that specifically because she's
just her fucking being
she's
like
such a shithead. It's so
I fucking
good.
hate this guy.
Yeah, he's trying to be he's trying to be this badass like lone stranger, and like the rest of the party are just kind of like, oh wow, I don't know how we're gonna deal with this guy. And she's just like, are you gonna just talk to us? We could talk. Use your words, man. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, I just like, he's not gonna say anything or whatever, and then he says something. He's like, oh, so you'll talk to her.
Yeah.
Fucking, there's a lot of really great stuff with Uni as it keeps going too. Just, she gets a fucking like murder girlfriend later. And it's just like, she hates this woman so much. It's so good.
Rock on. Fuck it.
Good game.
I will say, another thing is I was a little worried that they were going to, so I was worried that they were going to go too fast with making them friends, but they did it fast, but they did it in a way that was, instead of it being jarring, it was just imperceptible. And I really appreciated that.
Yeah, definitely.
Where it was just
they didn't have like any set up big like X saving Y moments or anything like that.
Exactly.
They just,
they do, but it feels like it happens after they've already come to trust each other. It felt natural. It was like, yeah, of course Uni's gonna go help Tyon out. Like, yeah, they're friends now. Like, they do a really good job of just like melding that. And it's fucking good. It is fucking good. Ugh. I'm kind of upset that I'm gonna have to leave after the podcast, basically, because I want to play more of it. Oh my god.
I know, yeah. It's really fun. I've been so glad, because I will not lie, like, there was a bit of like I had heard from friends who were reviewing it that like it was really good, but I still had this like trepidation in me of like, they pushed that release date up, I'm kind of scared. And then it's like, oh, there's no reason to be scared. Like, I mean, this is fucking great.
I mean, from what leaks and rumors were saying, the game was basically done like last year. They just were kind of sitting on it, which, like, from what it sounds like, they're doing that with the Fire Emblem game right now too. Like, they just have a Fire Emblem game ready to go, and they just haven't announced it yet. It really just must be like a thing where they're just like, okay, we have to announce this here, we have like this coming out now, and like I feel like maybe like Zelda getting delayed might have just like thrown off a lot of their like schedule, and so
I was also thinking like, I wonder how much Zelda being delayed is what encourages this stuff. Like them being like, okay, we need to stop announcing games before they're coming out.
Maybe,
like, Xenoblade was announced like 5 or 6 months before it came out or something.
Yeah.
And it's just like, think about like, they announced Breath of the Wild 2 like 4 years ago, and they've shown like
nothing.
40 seconds of gameplay.
Yeah.
And it was the same for Breath of the Wild 1 too, right? Like, same exact thing. Like, it's such a bad way to be doing game stuff. It's like, has always been a problem. So I'm not going to complain if it's like that, but it is very strange. It's very, very strange.
It's a weird one. It's a weird one. But
it's also kind of just easy to scrutinize a JRPG, at least from just like the way people like to go about Nintendo Directs.
Sure, like, they don't want to overload them or whatever, because people will just be like, oh, well, that was a bad one because it had JRPGs in it or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, it's nothing that we care about. Meanwhile, like, an entire community is just like, no, that was fine. That was good. That was what we wanted.
Yeah.
And in this case, just being like, oh, yeah, the game's ready. Just gotta put it out at a time that, like, I don't know, works.
Yeah.
I've also been wondering recently, honestly, how much of it is them still desperately trying to figure out when the fuck they're making another Switch, right? And just be like, well, we need to have games ready for it. Like, maybe it's like an aspect of that.
It could be like, the more that Breath of the Wild 2 gets delayed, the more I'm at least not like, there is a higher percent chance of it just becoming like the launch title for like Switch,
just like Breath of the Wild,
just like Breath of the Wild, just like Twilight Princess. Like, there has been, this is not the one time that a Zelda game has more or less been like the flagship title out for a new console. I mean, to an extent, like, we've had that happen since, well, not that it was necessarily a flagship, because I mean, Mario 64 is like the game of the Nintendo 64. That said, I would argue Zelda is another like progenitor of just like, this is the new like direction that we're going or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it just so coincided that, like, on a few occasions, having a game ready to go that was at least put together enough that you could actually, like, have it run on two separate consoles in a way that ultimately, didn't impact performance. Like, I heard good things for the most part about Breath of the Wild on the Wii U, just it was easy.
It ran better than the Switch version.
There you go.
Fucking crazy.
Whatever it is, just fucking put Kid Icarus Uprising on there. Come on.
Fucking A.
Really though.
Fucking
really,
A.
though.
Like, here's the thing.
What a good fucking video game.
If Sakurai's out here doing his whole channel now and he's just going to be, like, uploading every little thing, eventually he's going to be talking about the goddamn Kid Icarus Uprising process. He's probably going to bring up the fact that, like, oh, this, like, irreparably damaged my, like, wrists or whatever. Just fucking gaming the way God intended at a price.
The Circle Pad Pro.
The Circle Pad fucking Pro. Man, the 3DS...
Yeah?
Listen, the 3DS has a great library, and I love a lot of the games on it, but I really wish the 3DS didn't feel like the biggest piece of shit in the world to hold. I just hate holding it.
It does feel a little cheap.
Mainly, especially the first ones that came out. They just so, like... the claw. The claw.
Monster Hunter players are braver than U.S. Marines.
Yeah, really. Oh, I
especially more than the Marines that they made into Monster Hunters for the movie.
God, that movie fucking sucks. Why did they make that?
Why not? Just fuck it.
Yeah, sure, fuck it. No, nothing matters. You're right.
All right, Rose, before you do the last bits of news here, do you want to run us through your last game?
Yeah, I finished also because I was doing my, like, I'm trying to catch up on things before we enter a hell world where, like, the Trails from Zero is coming out soon.
Yeah,
I want to play that. Splatoon 3 is coming out soon. I'm going to put that in the rotation. Bayonetta 3 is next month.
Oh,
bunch of other shit. Yeah, I know. So I'm just, like, cleaning stuff out, getting ready for all that shit to come out. And one of them was Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. And that is a hell of a video game. I don't know if I'd say it's good, but it is great in some ways. So, like, obviously, I'm sure Christine's talked about it. I'm sure other people have talked about it. That game is, like, when you hear they're letting the Nioh 2 people make a Final Fantasy game that's like Nioh, if you say that to me, that's, like, really exciting. I know that's the opposite for you, John, obviously, because they're, like, you're anti-game, but...
Yeah, it's fine. I get it.
It's still, like... it's a very specific type of game that's really fun for, like, character action people to get into. And it's, like, this is not that. Really. This is not a Nioh 2, but with Final Fantasy stuff put into it. It's that, like, core to it, but they really fucked with it in ways that don't make it, like, super amazing. But that's totally fine, because what you have instead is a budget PS2 spinoff. And that's fucking great, because we don't get that anymore.
I feel like Lorelai's talked about Stranger Paradise, like, in some capacity, and definitely, to that extent. Where...
Yeah, it's no Nioh 2.
Right.
In terms of gameplay depth or, like, variety. It does have a job system, so, I love that, and I think that's a great way to get around the, like, Dark Souls style weapon building stuff. If you just have it, like, you can turn on a build. I think that's a great idea. I've always thought that's a great idea in the Nioh games. And taking that to the Final Fantasy job format's a lot of fun. They have all the fun Final Fantasy jobs in here. They just make you a blue mage by default, which I always love. Your parries are blue magic stuff. But really, the main thing with this is Jack, right? Jack is the appeal of Stranger of Paradise, and all the way through, he is just fantastic.
He's a very funny character, for sure.
He's just... If you're going to have a generic white dude be your main character, he better fucking act like this, is all I'm saying. Like, he needs to be like a Limp Bizkit fan asshole dude who is just fucking around. I think that story's really fun as it keeps going. They're fooling around with the Final Fantasy 1. Like, Final Fantasy 1, when people talk about Final Fantasy 1, they don't really talk about how the whole game's time travel, right? Like, that's the whole conceit of the game. It's not really talked about that much because people mainly focus on, like, 7 and stuff. But this one's, like, they really, like, lean into, like, hey, like, why did this happen? What can we fool around with? What sort of fan fiction can we derive out of fucking Garland from Final Fantasy 1?
Mm-hmm.
And they just have fun with it. And it's just fun the whole way through. They're clearly just tongue-in-cheeking the whole thing, but also, like, going for that Kingdom Hearts level of, like, melodrama fun.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously not as ridiculous as Kingdom Hearts, but still pretty, like, ridiculous and fun. Like, Jack saying, like, hey, boss, don't send any more strangers, in an evil voice near the end of the game or whatever is, like, iconic to me. This shit, like, you fight the Dark Elf at one point, and it's like Jack's getting his memories of being a bro with the Dark Elf before. So the phase transition is they like punch each other like epic shonen battle anime fist punch, and then it just cuts to this black and white still photo of them fist bumping each other like bros. And it's just like, and every time you do like, because this is still like Neo-ish, right? So they have like, like fuck around missions after where you can like redo boss battles and stuff on harder modes or whatever. And if you go and do it every single time, no matter where they put that guy, no matter where they put that boss fight, every time they show that fucking phase transition, and it makes me lose my shit.
Thank God.
There's just a lot of fun in it. All the dialogue is silly. Like, there's stuff like, the party members aren't that fleshed out, really, but they have, like, a fun, like, rapport with Jack, where it's like, Jed will say something like, oh, look, maybe those are barrels. Maybe we can blow up those barrels or something. And Jack will be like, I know. And he'll be like, okay, sorry, Jack, I'm just trying to help out. And Jack's just like, I know, I'm not angry at you. This is just how I am. It's just like, all the conversations like that are really fun. And it's just a fun game. I think, like, even if you were to play it on easy, I think you would get what the intended, like, experience is out of it. Okay. Like, there is some fun gameplay stuff involved with it, but fundamentally what you are going for is just this stupid-ass story with these stupid fucking guys running around. And it's a lot of fun for that.
Okay. Maybe
I also platinumed it. Very easy.
Alright, sure. Maybe I will get around to it when it's, like, on sale or something.
Right.
It'll definitely go on sale. Oh, you have a PS5, though, also, so definitely play it on that.
Okay.
I mean, I can't image you'd play it on a PS4.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I guess, I mean, I don't own a PS4 anymore. I sold mine.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yes, that is my one complaint I'll say mainly about it is just on the PS4. It's crazy to go from Neo 2 running at like 100 FPS, like, and looking great, to this looking like shit and running at like 20, maybe 10 most of the time.
Oh boy,
it does not run well on the PS4. It runs totally fine on the PS5 though. I've seen it. So. Okay. Just, if you're a PS4 gamer and you haven't played that, maybe don't play it there.
Alright. Okay. Alright, let's hit the rest of this news quick here. We got a new Assassin's Creed coming out. We're gonna hear more about it in about a week, because there's gonna be an Ubisoft Forward. But I guess a bunch of stuff started to leak about it, so Ubisoft was just like, fuck! Alright, here it is. It's called Assassin's Creed Mirage. You play as a character named Basim, and it seems to be set in Baghdad during the 9th century. Rose, I know you know a bit about Assassin's Creed. Is there anything you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, so this is interesting because there was a leak about this like a couple weeks ago, and now it seems to all be true. So the main thing that's really interesting about this is it's supposed to be going back to Assassin's Creed 1 style, like targets and like not open world, like more limited environments set up or whatever. And the main reason they're doing that is Valhalla was not received very well. It's like people like some of the stuff in Valhalla, but like gameplay wise, I mean, specifically, like you don't get a hidden blade until like 30 hours into that game, from what I've heard. Which is an insane thing to say about an Assassin's Creed game. So this is like a lot more like back to the original, apparently. This leak also has been saying that this is apparently because it takes place in Baghdad, which is, Middle East, like they are going to reuse the assets for this to remake Assassin's Creed 1 as well.
Mm.
And I'm interested in that as well, because this is going to be insane after I keep complaining. I just complain about SMT being open world, but it's like, I don't mind the open world Assassin's Creed games that much.
Mhm.
Like, I think it's very formulaic, and if you're playing like multiple open world games, it's definitely going to be tired.
When it fucking works, it works. Like,
but yeah, exactly. Like, I fucking loved Assassin's Creed Origins. Like, they did great character work in that. They did a lot of fun environmental design that made it just feel like, yeah, cool. This is like an open world that I haven't seen before. Egypt, right?
Mhm.
Like in a real Egypt that actually has like trees and like rivers and all this stuff, not just an endless desert.
Mhm.
And I love that. And I didn't play much of Odyssey, but I mean, still same thing, fun stuff. And I played a little bit of Valhalla, and again, just novel to have like Skyrim basically, because Skyrim's the only Skyrim, right? Like, it's not like Witcher's not very wintry.
Mhm.
Oddly enough. But it's just like, I still would rather play old Assassin's Creed when it comes down to it. So I'm hoping that this is good in that way. It's fun to have targets, right? That like make sense, like have narrative focus to all these targets and stuff like that. A problem with one of the more open world stuff is it's just like you wander into a town and they're just like, and here's the story guy who has nothing to do with this town, and you're just killing him in this town.
Mhm.
And that's definitely a failing of the open world Assassin's Creed. So I think like if you get back to it, like in Assassin's Creed 1, you're killing people who all have like control over a certain part of this government and stuff like that. Like in Assassin's Creed 2, it's a revenge story, right? So you're going after all of these guys who are in the government of Italy. Like it's having a more controlled space to tell your story in, I think will only benefit stuff like this.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping that those leaks were true. It seems like they are, because the leak had like all of this information in it, right down to the names of the characters and everything.
Right.
Ubisoft needs to shake things up. Is
They
the
do.
thing. Like
They
they
do.
are making the same game 8 times a year,
Mhm.
and I hope this is a step forward to that. Because if they go back to this with Assassin's Creed, I could see them actually making a Watch Dogs or a Far Cry that is like worth playing again, maybe, because it'll be, different enough.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'd brought up Watch Dogs 2 recently, but the thing that like was appealing about that game is that I never fired a gun once. Maybe like during an online mission that I like duped myself to getting into because it's just all in one interface, but from what I can remember, never bothered with the guns because I just had enough of the tech there to be accessible, and that was such a different way to explore the open world of like, what is supposed to be sort of like an equivalent to a GTA like. And so to think about the deconstruction of an open world, especially with Assassin's Creed, where I don't think I have played a single Assassin's Creed game, just out of the way that like things ended up. Even like, I know I have Black Flag downloaded, but I just have never gotten around to it. And so to see sort of like a regression to a style that, different for the most part, like that people will, I would say, find revolutionary or just like find very like enlightening for what 3D platforming and game design was capable of at the time. I'm curious to see that. I also wonder how much of it is informed by, say, like the popularity of games like Hitman, where you are in a like confined space that is filled that is very dense. It's not open world, but it's just a very dense playground that you work in order to take care of the objective. And honestly, to do that kind of an approach for a game that is so built on stealth, sneaking around, and just like being able to, kill efficiently, I could see that. I'm very curious to see if like, not necessarily, make it so that it's kind of just like 47 in the hood, but like, I'm just curious to see where they would want to take that approach so that it is like a noticeable like difference from what they've been doing so far.
Mhm.
Yeah. I also wonder how much of it is just them losing as much talent as they have. I know this is a consistent thing across the AAA studios, but it's like really Ubisoft bled so much through all of their controversies and issues that it's like at a certain point you have to like re-examine not just like what were these projects that we were making, but also like who were the people coming up with these ideas and figuring out like where you need to go when those people are gone.
Right.
And I hope it is something something better than making, like, again, I don't mind the open world Assassin's Creed format, but they did just do it 3 times in a row. Like, I would say even 4 times in a row, realistically, like with Syndicate before that. Like, for a series that was mixing it up so much from entry to entry with Assassin's Creed, like 2 is bigger than 1 and did different things. Like, then 3 was like pseudo open world, and then like 4 was full open world. It's like, yeah, like, but even 4 was a different kind of open world because of the nature of pirate ships and stuff like that, and you just can't do that as often. I don't know.
Yeah,
AAA games need to fucking change, dude, or I'm gonna die.
There's a reason. There's a reason it's so fucking easy to make fun of, like, you know, think of a game right now. Open, green, luscious space, minimap on, like, your lower right or top right, just in one of the corners. No discernible health bar, but maybe there's a HUD on, like, your top right. Objective markers up the wazoo. And one of those objectives involves going to a big tower to unlock the rest of this large map, to then go and find another node to activate to unlock more of the big map.
Yeah,
like that.
And it's like we were making those jokes like 10 years ago, and we're still doing it.
Exactly. Like, and it's not necessarily like a knock on things that do. Like, one of my favorite games of like the past few years has been like PS4 Spider-Man, because it just has, above all else, a fun mechanic of traversing the space that you're in,
and a quickness to it, which is a big problem these days with like Assassin's Creed Valhalla is like 100 hours long. Horizon Forbidden West is like 80 hours long. Like,
and some of that is
Spider-Man's like 20.
And some of that is like unnecessary, because again, this is the podcast episode with the 3 JRPG sickos of the several JRPG sickos on this site who have played like 80, 90 hour games to completion. I'll show you the 143 hours I have spent on Trails of Cold Steel 1, and then the additional with 2 and 3 and so on.
Yeah.
Like, I am not a stranger to large spaces of gameplay. I'll show, you'll see how long I've spent playing Monster Hunter Rise. I am not unaware of that. It's more so the fact that part of it comes back to that whole debate about, you know, how much of your time equates to the price of a game. And the fact that we are now seeing the advent, I mean, as we speak, The Last of Us Part 1 just came out, and that is a re-release of a PS3 game a re-release of a PS4 remastering of a PS3 game that is now $70. And part of the discussion above so many things that I could discuss in and out of that, as someone that will just flatly state, I have no interest in a zombie shooter that is also trying to grapple with the reality of being a father in post-apocalyptic, like, Wyoming, or wherever the fuck it is. Not my bag. It's also the fact that, you know, how much of it are... this conversation of, what are you exactly paying for when you're buying that $70 game? And one of those conversations ends up being, well, how long did you play it? And this ultimately is something that sort of, like, came up actually in one of Sakurai's videos. This idea that, like, you know, older game conventions allowed for the idea that being outside of the arcade, now instead of having to be beholden to like how many quarters you can fit into an arcade machine, you're seeing games that were like $60, $70 cartridges, and to not feel like you were basically getting like robbed more or less, there is a higher difficulty ceiling. And just this idea that, like, get mad at the game long enough that you put it down and then come back to it And then eventually you'll beat it just in time for another game that you want to be able to be accessible. And then after a while, prices dipped low enough that like you could expand from that playstyle into other avenues. But now, more than ever, we see this like insistence on, if I'm paying this much for a game, I need it to have these specific things or like this amount of like replayability or play longevity, and like it sort of acquiesced into that, Ubisoft Tower experience.
Mm-hmm.
If only because that is at least a guaranteed way to be able to say, this can get us over the 50-hour mark. Because for whatever reason, we want to equate like 1 hour of gameplay to $1 per game, which, I don't know, it's stupid. Like, you'll play a game for as long as you want to. Most of us have some sort of attention deficit at this point. Like, it's, I don't know.
It's just such a weird like mentality to me, because it's like I understand like the era of games where you're a child and you can buy one game a month and you want that shit to last forever, right? Like a month is generous. Okay. But like that type of thing where it's like, but it's like when these people become like adults and they're like, I need every game to be hour. I'm just sitting here like, where do you get the time? Like, do you not just don't you want to play a different game? Like, don't you want to see something new? It's just such a weird school of thought to me.
And it feels so divorced from the other reality that is like people buying these consoles being at least dedicated enough to have a gaming PC where it'll just be like the one game that they play, maybe 2 games at most.
Yeah.
And that is another aspect of this whole revenue. And it's like, those are more or less the actual like majority of people buying these games just because, oh, I want to try something out, or, oh, hey, I remember Assassin's Creed. This was like something I played when I was in college. Let me try it out. Oh, that was fun. Put it down and you live with your life. As much as we say like the population of gamers has risen, not everyone is a capital G gamer, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think like the real like thing for me, like as silly as like the thing that made me go like, damn, AAA games are not going to get better for a while was fucking Cyberpunk. Like Cyberpunk being this thing where they could have really made a really interesting open world that was like dense instead of big, and then they just made it big instead. It's just like, all right, I guess it's just going to be the same forever.
From a studio that was like, acclaimed for the fact that they made not just a big world, but a dense map. World.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dense that you had to put it in 3 MF games. Shout out Geralt of Rivia.
Love that, man. I need to play the Witcher DLC. Maybe that will restore my hope.
Oh, Rose, you haven't played the DLC?
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay.
Yes.
I played The Witcher 3 like 3 times.
Okay.
And then I was just like, every time I'm like, I'll play the DLC now. Hee hee. The main reason I didn't play the DLC is I could only run it on my girlfriend's computer.
Okay.
And then I moved. But I was like, I'm going to save this for a rainy day.
Mm-hmm.
And
it hasn't really been a rainy day yet. You've got a lot of stuff on your plate. I get it. But
yeah, I've just been like, oh, like I think I really just need to tear the Band-Aid off at a certain point and be like, all right, let's just do this. Let's do this before it's 10 years from now. And I'm like, maybe The Witcher's bad.
Fucking the DLC is the best part of that game. Like straight up, like Blood and Wine is fucking fantastic. Like
I believe
it's so good.
I started Hearts of Stone recently, and I was enjoying it.
Hearts of Stone is also really good. Yeah. Oh my god. No. Oh fuck. Maybe I should replay Witcher 3 one day. That game is so fucking good.
I just replayed the whole thing like 2 years ago, streaming it for everyone, and I really liked it
so
again.
Good.
Still, I still really liked it. The writing is really well considered. Like people talk about the problems with like the Bloody Baron stuff, but even that I honestly found such a breath of fresh air compared to how most people write that narrative. Like it provided the opportunity for condemnation.
Yeah, it does.
And that is something that most games do not.
It's the kind of thing where I want to see Witcher 4. Like, I want to see where that goes. Like,
they're making the Ciri game.
They're making the Ciri game. I want to see it.
I want to believe it's good, but John, Cyberpunk was really bad.
I know.
And not just from a gameplay perspective.
I know.
That was them doing something different. Like, again, gameplay was probably going to be doomed. I legitimately think if they had wanted to focus on creating like multiple like story paths that you could explore, that probably would have went well, or like would have gone better than the way they tried to go about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that game did not. I think that game should not have had a main narrative the way it did. Definitely. Geralt of the River.
All right, 2 more bits of news here, and then we can wrap this bad boy up. All right, do you want the dumbass piece of shit news, or the just insane the phrase that you think that you thought I would think is very funny, and you were very right?
You could do the funny one first.
Okay,
maybe. Or maybe we should end on the funny one. I don't know. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah, we'll do the man acts a fool story here. There's a game called Domina, which I hadn't heard of, but Elvie actually said that she did like it. Which is unfortunate now because the developer, Dolphin Barn Incorporated, basically lost his fucking mind out of nowhere. And a couple of weeks ago put out a patch note that was pretty bog standard stuff, just like, yeah, we changed this. But in the middle of it, just started going off about people wearing masks, like basically just being like, maybe if you weren't wearing a mask all the time, maybe you would meet a girl and get laid. It's like, the fuck are you talking about? What? Like, what? And then a few weeks later,
it's out of nowhere.
Yeah, a few weeks later, I apologize. The journalist formerly known as Jim Sterling. What are they going by now?
I think it's James Stephanie now.
Okay,
I think.
James Stephanie Sterling. Yes. Who did a video calling that out. Just talking about how stupid it was, because it's fucking stupid. It's stupid. So then this guy just immediately turns transphobia, throwing in a bunch of, I'm not gonna read it out because, fuck them. But, basically just doing the whole like, we're trans women are just trying to deceive men into fucking them shit. Like, yeah, all right. And just completely losing his mind. Very, very stupid. And
again, through the patch notes,
fucking patch notes,
I think as well. Like, still, like, really insane.
Now, like, correct me if I'm wrong. Did this not happen prior? Specifically, I'm thinking about like what Silent Hill patches in relation to like anti-circumcision, media.
I mean, there was the fan wiki. Is that what you're thinking?
Yes, something about the fan wiki.
The fan wiki kept updating things to just have anti-circumcision.
Yeah, the foreskin guy. Yeah, I mean,
it's very much like that. It is definitely in that ballpark of
where it's just like no one asked
place to do this. Yeah,
well, I just want to know what's new in the game.
No, this was. I know the phrase is pretty cliche, but this was very much a "Sir, this is a Wendy's" moment. Like.
Yeah, like really though.
Dude, where the fuck is it? Like, what? Why are you saying this to me? Like, what's your fucking problem? Like, it's absolutely fucking insane. Like, if this dude had just never said anything, everyone would just be fucking buying his game. But it's off Steam now. Like, which is nice that Steam actually did just remove the game, and I think his other games as well off of Steam. Fucking insane. Fucking insane. Yeah, fuck them. Go to hell. But also, what? Huh?
Yeah, it's just really insane. The last time I can remember someone getting removed off of Steam, I'm sure there's been multiple examples. The last one I can remember was that Paranautical Activity game. Do you remember that? Like years ago,
maybe?
Where it was like some shitty roguelike, and like the developer was like mad that it didn't get like front billing on the Steam page when it came out of early access or something. So he said he was going to kill Gabe Newell, and they just instantly like removed it, like because he said it in the patch notes or something. I think.
Whoa!
And it was just like, all right, man, what the fuck? But yeah, this is just insane. I really did just like. I don't know what happens to guys out there to make them like this, but it is really something.
I mean, it's just like how it's just a part of right-wing society where if they don't get their way, it must be the SJWs. Like that's basically what it's got to be at this point. Like it's very stupid. But yeah, like I said, like straight up, like LV told us like she was disappointed because she really liked that game. Like it was probably a perfectly good game that people liked, and dude just completely flushed it down the toilet by being a dumbass for literally no reason. Like just no inciting incident here. Just he started it. It's all his fault. 100%. People would have just sat there and bought his game and wouldn't have known fucking anything about the guy if he had just shut up.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, like, thanks for doing that. So now we know not to buy your game. Like, there you go.
Yeah.
Like, fucking crazy. Last bit of news here. All right. So Rose, you told me that I should just kind of go over this on the show, basically, because you thought that I would find it hilarious.
Yeah.
And guess what? I do. Just this headline here from PC Gamer: Diablo Immortal players are facing massive orb debt after Blizzard cracks down on resellers. Debt.
Yeah. So this is like insane. So initially I was like, so this is, I was thinking like a G2A style thing, right? Where you're buying a key from a reseller, and then that key gets declined.
To explain what this is, there were resellers of the in-game currency for Diablo Immortal. So I'm just going to kind of, like, again, I'm kind of just picking through what's being said here on PC Gamer. It says, like, people didn't want to spend full price, which, that makes sense. There are third-party sellers that had, like, orb bundles, because in-game, it's about $1 for 60 or $100 for 7,200. And a loot box is 1,600 orbs, and a cosmetic set is 1,500. So it's expensive. It makes sense that people would, if there was a way around it, there you go. But basically, just people, from what it seems like here again, I'll just read this on PC from PC Gamer. Resellers acquire orbs by purchasing large numbers of them with stolen credit cards, then offer them for sale through external websites. Some actually log into your Diablo Immortal account and purchase the orbs directly on your behalf using unused, quote unquote, unused gift cards. So those are probably just stolen credit cards. And then another quote here. This one's from a Redditor, Redditor Paleblood. Says, half the clan members and I guess half the server are reporting that they're in massive eternal orb debt. Some saw screenshots up to 600,000. This is the result of third-party purchases like 7,200 for $10. There's probably been mass coordinated refund waves for those scammers / stolen / missing credit cards.
It's like, it's really funny to me that these people are like, damn, how could this happen? And I'm just sitting here like, dog, you gave your login information to a random dude online? Like, what did you think was going to happen?
Do you know what literally tells people not to do that? Because they know the people that they're working with? Fortnite. Because they know that there are so many little kids on there.
Yeah, know people will get the kids. Yeah,
trying to get the $19 Fortnite card.
Nope.
Yeah, I think I straight up like saw like a fucking Uncle Sam parody where it's just like, I want you to not buy fake V-Bucks or whatever. Like, oh my god, yeah, it's like, again, I understand where they're coming from, because like looking at that cost right there, that is fucking
it's
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But this game is like dire.
No, it is very dire.
Like,
yeah, but also. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Like I remember seeing I think there was like a little bit where like Genshin cracked down on that a while back, and yeah, like I saw like I saw screenshots of people being like, I have like negative 100,000 like like primo gems or whatever the fuck they're called in that game. Like, holy shit, what am I gonna do? Like I owe MiHoYo like $300,000 or they're going to shut down my account and I have every character. Like, it's like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you should be glad that they're just shutting down your account, I guess. Like,
yeah, really.
You know, I'm not going to say like, oh yeah, of course they should come after you and sue you and all that because, you know, like, fuck that. But also, what do you expect?
Yeah, like what it's just so weird because it's just like all of the language around this, like, I feel like this one specifically because Blizzard is lucky that most of their fans are racist. So it's all just complaining about how evil Chinese resellers tricked them or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's just like a lot of them just end up going like, hey, video game, why did you do this to me? And it's like, dog, you did like the most insane thing possible.
You did it to you.
Going to happen. Like, you gave someone your login information. Like, you didn't think that was not normal? You thought that things were on the up and up?
Like, oh yeah, no, you totally have like 300, like
an unused gift card for $300 that you couldn't just give me the code for.
Crazy. Fucking crazy. Orb debt.
Orb debt is such an insane phrase, and I love it.
All my orbs gone.
All my orbs gone.
They took my orbs.
I'm in orb debt.
That's reminding me of the, like, you can juice the monkey or whatever, right? Whatever that fucking insane... Juice the ape? What was that? I don't even...
Or mutate them?
Juice?
Yeah. No, okay.
You can mutate them. Like, one ape is... Oh.
God, yeah, no, I've seen some dudes wearing, like, Bored Ape Yacht Club shirts at the arcade,
Christ.
And every time I do, me and my coworkers just, like, look to each other, and we're just like, that guy's an idiot.
Yeah. What else can you say?
Like, if we were just a little bit more of a more evil, you know, we would probably just like try to upcharge them on like literally everything and just pocket the money. But of course, we're not going to do that because that would be illegal. But it would be probably really easy to do that because they would just be because we could just be like, this is our exclusive water bottle. It's $3 more, but you get to keep it. You know. I feel like that's totally something like I feel like that's just something that we should just apply now. It's just like new law passed. If you wear a Bored Ape shirt in public, people can upcharge you for everything because that's what you deserve. Like, we just need that law passed.
Yeah, it's a tax.
Yeah,
I'm coming to the sad realization that someone I know is maybe deep in the hole of like the NFT adjacent like alternate reality game setup, and it's like there are things that are applicable here that do make sense and that I could see possibly in use, but also like half of the stuff I see is also kind of like back-ended by like, you know, someone having like a specific NFT thing or like also kind of being into crypto, and it's kind of just like, oh, I have no idea anymore.
Fucking weird.
It's fucking weird, and you hate to see it happen to people you love. Friends don't let friends get into crypto.
Very true. Mm-hmm. Very true.
Amen.
And if they get back, like, treat it like any sort of marketing scheme, especially if they try and plant it on you. Never let them forget.
Mm-hmm.
Because that keeps them humble.
Yeah, you have to keep them humble. It's the most important thing.
All right, folks. We are just about done here. Let's wrap this bad boy up. We got one question real quick. Maverick, I will actually ask you, did you answer the yo-yo question last week?
I do not believe that we were able to access the yo-yo question. Not that I can remember. All
right. Well, then, let's ask it now. Folks, if you want to send in a question, go to Video Game Choo Choo. That's like train choo choo, CHOOCHOO.tumblr.com/ask. You'll sound like this here. Cello Buster asks, Bridget, Ness, Rygar, or Malin from King of Fighters, which video game yo-yo master wins first place at the school talent show? So, we did narrow it down to 4, but I mean, I will at least mention 2 other ones that I can think of off the top of my head. We do have, of course, we have the Noid of Yo Noid fame. He uses a yo-yo, and there's also the main character of Star Tropics, Mike Jones. He also has a yo-yo, if I remember correctly.
That is true.
Yeah. So Who do you think would win? I would say just purely based on number. I would say because they've been around the longest and they've been in enough games. I would say it would be between Ness and Bridget. I don't really know too much about Malin.
I think that's true.
I don't know enough about Malin. Rygar feels like of an era gone by. Same with Mike Jones.
So I can tell you with Malin's being disqualified for having knives on that yo-yo immediately.
I mean, doesn't Bridget have like spikes on her yo-yo or something?
I don't think so. Okay, well we can always pretend that they're using, competitive yo-yo. They're using, compliant.
Okay. So from what I'm seeing, there are bullets in this yo-yo, but does Bridget ever shoot the bullets?
Bullets can't hurt people. No.
And it can also
that's fine.
It does also turn into a little motorcycle for Roger the Bear to ride. So,
that's fine.
Really good.
If anything, that's a higher skill level for her to have to deal with.
Really good. But then I will also note that in Super Smash Bros. Melee, there is that glitch that Ness can do, that yo-yo glitch that can basically make it so his entire body is a hitbox pretty much anytime you want it to be. So you can just like attach his PK Thunder, like the when he hits himself with it, you can just like attach that to him, and then you could just like walk up to somebody and it does it to them, which is pretty good, and that's because of his yo-yo. That's his yo-yo technique. So
now I think that there's dexterity, but then there's also actual showmanship. I do not think Ness necessarily has the showmanship.
That's probably
true. That is true. Bridget does do a lot of tricks. Like, I mean, you think about the trailer where, she's talking about, oh, my mind's, already on lunch, and she's doing the whole, like, oh, I'm getting dragged by the yo-yo. Like, she's got showmanship. She's got that down. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, especially if we're talking about the talent show, like, Ness could do like all kinds of like, like some pretty simple, like Ness can control it, but Bridget knows how to show it off. And I think, it's an easy answer because, she's being recently talked about, she's on everybody's mind, but yeah, I think Bridget would win the talent show. And also to make sure that nobody thinks that we're ignoring the Noid. The Noid would probably just get up on stage, do like a really simple yo-yo maneuver, and then dab and walk off. So yeah, I don't think the Noid would win.
That's probably true. No,
I'm not counting him. This is the school talent show. He's not in school.
Yeah,
he's like 45.
He shouldn't be here.
He's in the community, but he ain't in the talent show.
He's a 45-year-old man.
Could you imagine if like a member of the PTA was just like, I'm participating?
Yeah, that'd be awful. Everyone would be like,
the children's
you would get
show.
booed
Get the fuck out of here. That's like a Nathan For You bit.
The Noid spends his like his royalty funds and class action lawsuit settlement against Domino's or whatever the fuck he gets. He buys yo-yos for the kids in the town. That's my headcanon.
All right,
doing so much to rehabilitate the image of the Noid.
He's like Yo-Yo Imakuni. That's my accepted headcanon now. He goes around and he's just a weirdo in an outfit, but he just wants to do yo-yo with the kids and have a good time, and like there you go. That is my Noid accepted headcanon now.
That feels like the start of a bit that has been around for like a while, probably regarding the Noid.
Probably.
Yeah,
probably. But I made it nice.
True.
I made it nice, and that's what I want in the world. I want everyone to look at the Noid and be like, you know what? Maybe he's not that bad. He wants to smash your pizzas, but also he just loves to have a yo-yo and dab and run around and do tricks and shit.
The Noid, but when he like smashes my pizza, he's talking to me about the dangers of capitalism and at least pushes me to support small businesses, I guess.
He's like, y'all don't get
small
Domino's.
Businesses like your local Domino's.
Yeah, don't get Domino's, y'all. Just order from a family place around here.
He fucking grabs me by the collar. You live 15 minutes away from a local pizzeria. Why don't you order the large pizza there? And I'm like,
fuck, dude, you're
Domino's, Noid. Sound off in the comments if you get that difference between wanting a pizza and then wanting some Domino's or just some fast food.
It's
Italiano
the classic
barbecue.
thing, right?
That's true.
Sometimes you want shitty pizza.
That is true.
It's a different want. Yeah,
I will say my shitty pizza choice though is Papa John's. I know that is.
Oh, I mean, of course it is, Mr. fucking John over here. Let's fucking
Listen, it's the fucking garlic
I'm John
dip.
Machowski, and I love the Papa Bowl.
It's the garlic dip. Oh, I'm not eating the fucking Papa Bowl. That bra review was like one of the. Oh my god,
I need to watch that.
I love that it was. I love that it was 3 weeks after the fancy pepperoni Little Caesars review, and that shit. Let me tell you, that is maybe the best thing on the Little Caesars menu right now.
God, it's the garlic sauce though. That's what I love. I love the garlic sauce. I just want to have. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
That's fair. The quality can be hit or miss. I'm not digging those John Leguizamo ads.
Understand?
See,
there's a perfectly good piece of pepperoni on this pizza. and it's yeah. It's like they specifically hired him to kind of just lean into the pest a little bit. God. One stinky dinky on this pizza.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I think that about does it. Thank you so much for listening. Rose, thanks for being on the first time in a while.
Yeah.
Maverick, thank you for being on as usual.
Got you.
If you want to support us, you can go to our website, videogamechoochoo.com, where we have a bunch of stuff coming up. Maverick just recently put up that Frog Gun review. We got other reviews coming out as the days go by. We've got some stuff going up. If you want to keep following us, it's at VGCC on Twitter, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com on Tumblr, facebook.com/videogamechoochoo, youtube.com/videogamechoochoo, and twitch.tv/VGChoochoo. I think we are going to be uploading some new videos soon. Scott, I know Scott's working on some stuff, so we will see some new videos soon. And if you want to continue to support us, you can go to patreon.com/VGCC, $3 a month for all of our stuff a week early, and we are going to be working on some Patreon exclusive stuff in the future. That is something that is still kind of up in the air, but we do want to make it feel more worth the purchase. So get ready for that. You can head over to our Discord, thegamezone.zone. You type that into your web browser and it'll bring you straight there. Just go ahead and do that, and you can hang out with us. We're, posting in there, or we're cracking wise, whatever the hell you want to do. It's all in there. And, of course, thank you to Melt Channel / Magic Circuit for our theme song Crush, off of the album Magic's Real. If you want to listen to their stuff, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com or magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. There's no dates I can tell you about, but I do know that that Magic Circuit is working on some new material. I know that for a fact. So, I think they're actually streaming it too, so I'd follow them on Twitter. I think it's just Magic Circuit _. I'm going to double check that real quick before Magic _Circuit. That's what it is. They got new stuff coming out. You can follow them on there and watch their Twitch streams. Rose, where can people find you?
Twitter.com @horngal. I would plug my YouTube stuff, but God knows when I'll be able to do it. Curry Draco on Twitch, whatever, you can find it.
Maverick, how about yourself?
You can find me on Twitter over at Mavsplaniamania. That's at MAVSPLANIAMANIA. In regards of other content, Rose and I recently checked out the latest title update over on Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and we should be putting out a video on that soon. Hopefully before the next title update. And at that point, who knows? Maybe we'll still see what's happening over in good old Elgato.
Sure. And you can find me at JOHN_MICHONSKI. Yeah, all the cool people got an underscore in between two words for their Twitter username. No. It used to be just my name, but then I got yelled at.
Incident.
Then the incident happened, yeah.
Thanksgiving.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, everyone, and we will be back next week with another episode of Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. See you later.